In this video, I am going to explain how to write Verilog code of 1 to 8 de-mux using the concept of instantiation, that is by using a data flow level of abstraction of 1 to 2 de-mux that I have explained in my previous tutorial. Now before going into the code directly, let me give you a small brief introduction about how to implement the design. The total design is here 1 input and you are getting 8 outputs. So this is called as 1 to 8 de-mux, which is being implemented using 1 to 2 de-mux. Here we require 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7 1 to 2 de-mux substructures to implement a complete design of 1 to 8 de-mux bigger module. Now here you can see I noted the marks for your easier understanding. Here you can see in the code K1 to 2 and K3 to 4 and K5 to 6, and also a final output that is O0 to O7. That means 8 output lines. So these you can see when we get into the explanation of the code. First, you are familiar with this code, I guess. If not, please watch the previous tutorial. That is output, a select input and an input bit. You are giving input and select input as your input, and you are getting output out of 0 and out of 1. That is, if my select input is 0, that is S bar, then you will get input propagated through the top port. For example, if you see, if this is your I of O of 0 and this is O of 1, if my select input is 0, then this will be propagated like this. If not, this will be propagated like this. These all we have seen in my previous tutorial. Now by using this submodule, or called as child module, we are going to build this giant parent module, that is 1 to 8 de-mux. So one input, that is I, and you will have 8 output lines O0 to O7, and since it is 8 output or 1 to 8 de-mux, you require 3 select lines, that is S0, S1 and S2. And in this implementation, the LSB of the select line should be given here, because more number of fluctuations or changes will be taken place in the LSB side, and the MSB bit should be given to the first de-mux that you are using, and that was given accordingly here. More fluctuations to get the outputs, so these are given here. Now if you observe this, these are the internal connections that you require, that is K1 to 6, which means here you can see these are the internal connections, connection 1 2 3 4 5 6 internal connections that was declared as wire here. Now if you observe carefully, I am giving the input, and the select input for the first mux is S of 2, and the outputs are K of 1 and 2. These are fed as my inputs to the next stage of demux. Those are 2 demuxes are there, right? So these 2 will be fed as the inputs to those demux, and select input S of 1 is given, and now these 4 will be fed as input to the final output stage. Now this is how you can write the code for this. Let me also show you the test bench. The test bench agenda is to check all the possible cases. Now I am giving here all the possible select inputs that I can occur in the truth table, and let us synthesize this. Let us check the timing waveforms. Yeah. Now here you can see the timing waveforms. Let me elaborate this. See, my input is 1. Always I am giving the input as 1. Now if my select input is 0, then this input is propagating to out of 0, and if my select input is 1, this is propagating to out of 1, and accordingly it's going. Okay, now this is how you can check the timing waveforms. So let us also check the RTL schematic and technology schematic. You can elaborate here, and you can see there are 7 demuxes that are instantiated. If you elaborate them, you will get a data flow level of implementation that we have already seen in the previous tutorials. Okay, now in total we have used 7 instantiations, so we will get 7 subblocks here. Similarly, you can also check the technology schematic. Since you see this is targeting to FPGA, you will get lookup tables and input output buffers in this technology schematic. Hope you guys learned something new in this, and this is the complete code. Okay, that's all for this video. See you in the next one.